question to pose to you guys that is really gonna show off my piss-dribbling old age, but was there ever a band out there that you really liked as a kid but never got into simply because you couldn't get a hold of their music? I mean, in today's market, that's not an issue, what with all these amazing and newfangled methods of delivering this stuff to our gluttonous little ears, but I hate saying this. Back in my day, we had to buy all of our music from a record store. Or if you didn't mind having the album censored and skewed to a bloody pulp, a department store. And if they didn't stock the artist or album you were looking for, then you got to fuck off back to MTV and FM radio, boyo. Well, to me, growing up, Faith No More was one of those bands I liked, but never got into strictly because their records were never stocked in my corner of buttfuck Indiana. But once the glorious age of the internet blessed us all, I discovered their catalog and absolutely loved it. Their music was a daring mix of heavy metal, alt-rock, and progressive funk that really captured the bizarre, gloriously experimental sound of the 90s. It was early Chili Peppers by way of early Metallica, and it was fantastic. So, yeah, when the band announced that they were going to be working on a new album, I got excited. I cared a lot. I got even more excited when a representative from the band's PR firm forwarded me a review copy out of the blue. Seriously, thanks again, Monica. And when I finally got a chance to listen to the album, well, I can firmly say without hesitation that this album is... I know that might not be the most reassuring of onomatopoeias, but hear me out. This album does have a lot to admire on it. A lot of Faith No More's trademark staples are still present. Roddy Bottum's excellent piano and keyboard work is peppered all over the place, particularly on songs like Sunny Side Up and Matador. His smooth, jazzy playing style is something you just don't see in a lot of modern rock, and I'm happy to see he hasn't lost his touch. Same goes for Billy Gould's bass. Oh my god, deep, chunky, punishing bass lines were always a Faith No More trademark, and he is growling along with a vengeance, especially on songs like Superhero and Separation Anxiety. I mean, overall the album does have a lot of charm to it, and they do a good job of mixing up styles and different soundscapes, but there are a few things I'm a little ambivalent about. For one thing, Mike Patton's vocal delivery. Not that he isn't doing a good job either, he hovers around his low register a lot, and at times gets so growly and menacing it frightens my neighbor's dog when I'm listening to it. But maybe he's being a bit too growly, for my tastes at least. Back in my day, Mike had an excellent range and could carry entire songs in his higher register if the situation called for it, but as with most people, his delivery appears to have gotten deeper with age. Again, it's not bad, but it is not exactly my personal preference. One thing that hasn't gotten deeper with age, though, is the guitar work. Unfortunately, the band was unable to convince Big Jim Martin, aka Red Glasses Magoo, to join them for this reunion, so they had to settle with Album of the Year. That's an album title, not an actual, you know, guitarist John Hudson to tag along. So, here's the thing. When it comes to a simple, catchy riff or fleshing out a chorus, the guy is fine, but the man can't solo for shit. And on this album, he just straight up doesn't even try. Many of these songs are just begging for a nice, shredding lead in the bridge, but instead, we just get nothing. Yeah, I know Faith No More weren't known for their lead work exactly, but would it have killed the guy to throw in just a couple? A couple? It makes the album feel toothless and a bit hollow in places. It's by no means a deal breaker, but it keeps a good album from becoming great, and it transforms the album from a modern classic to an, oh yeah, I remember that, it was pretty good, I guess. So are the guys who wrote Midlife Crisis going through a midlife crisis on this album? Nah, not really, though I'd be lying if I said their menstruating heart wasn't bleeding enough for two. Faith No More loyalists should definitely pick this up. It's an enjoyable, if slightly uneven feeling album, but if this is your first rodeo, then these aren't the cowboy songs you should start with. The soul might prove to be a bit too Invicto for you. Pick up The Real Thing or Angel Dust first. If you like what you hear, then give Soul Invictus a try. But hell, as for me and the rest of the nursing home, we'll be having a rockin' time tonight. Soul Invictus gets 4 Mike Patton's Cotton Industrial fans out of 5. Hey guys, since you've been kind enough to stick around post-credits, I figured I'd fill you in on what's been going on with the channel lately. Yeah, forgive me if things have been a little quiet. But I've been grinding away at the new live-action Rock Critic episode, and it's proven to be a bit more grunt work than I was originally expecting. Plus, my schedule has just been total chaos lately. Like I've mentioned before, Rock Critic is not my full-time job. I pretty much just do this on nights, weekends, whenever I can get a free moment to do it, and I just haven't had a ton of those to spare lately, so it's put me a wee bit behind schedule. Crash Thompson behind schedule? Never heard of that. But yeah, I promise I've been grinding away like crazy at it, and in fact, I'm very close to done. All I need to do is shoot some live action footage, mix everything into the final cut, and do all the final editing and processing, and hopefully it shouldn't be too much longer. I'm aiming for a loose release date of around the 15th of May, like the middle of May, the middle of next month. So hopefully I'll be able to get it out even sooner than that. But again, it all just depends on my schedule, and like I say, my schedule has just not been cooperating lately. So, but yeah, hopefully the wait for that won't be too much longer. And since while we're waiting, I will go ahead and tell you what the new episode is going to be on. It's going to be a top 10 list, and it's going to be discussing the top 10 best nu metal bands of all time. Yes, best. Believe me, this was a hard episode to make. It was hard to find 10 bands worth talking about. But yeah, like I said, we're very close to done, and hopefully the wait for that won't be too much longer, so just be on the lookout for that soon. If you want production updates, I always post to my Twitter and Facebook and whatnot. I'll be sure to let you guys know when it's coming. Hopefully the wait won't be too much longer, but again, thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for your patience and for your support and for all your kind words, and just thank you very much, guys. Hopefully the next thing you see from me will be a full live-action Rock Critic episode. You guys have a great week, and take care. Cheers.